in conjunction with the International Social Wellbeing Conference. We are grateful towards you in favor of all infinite blessings to us, your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for a flawless progress of this event, to be able to live a life that is safe and prosperous. We seek your guidance to steer clear of any detrimental events that could harm the progress of this International Social Wellbeing Conference. Ya Latif, Ya Halim, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah. Please guide EPF to greatest peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectually. Grant us with a valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain your mardatilah. Make us your righteous servant that follows your commands and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoings. Ya Munzil al-Barakah, bestow peace to our beloved country, Malaysia. Preserve us from any threats and disasters, neither man-made nor natural disasters. And to you, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders and our country. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenges from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. Rabbana alayka tawakkalna wa ilayka ablana wa ilayka al-masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallahu minkum.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Dr. Zaliha binti Mustafa, Minister of Health Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Ahmad Mazlan, Deputy Minister of Finance Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Wan Ahmad Dahlan bin Haji Abdul Aziz, Director General Implementation Coordination Unit. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Zamzuri bin Abdul Aziz, Deputy Chairman, Employees Provident Fund of Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah bin Azizan, Chief Executive Officer, Employees Provident Fund of Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Azlan Hashim, Chairman of the Investment Panel, Employees Provident Fund Malaysia. Chairman and Chief Executive Officers of Malaysian and international organizations, senior government officers, media partners, and esteemed speakers and distinguished guests. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the second day of the International Social Wellbeing Conference, or ISWC 2023. My name is Nur Isma Hashim, and I'll be your MC for today. On day one, expert speakers and moderators were assembled to share many thought-provoking insights. And today, we are privileged to be joined by Yang Amat Berhormat, Prime Minister of Malaysia, who will be giving his keynote address and officiating ISWC 2023, followed by the launch of EPF's new i-Akaun app. Yang Amat Berhormat, before we proceed, here's a showcase of what ISWC 2023 is all about.
Let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a dream of something different. Yet tomorrow is too often a repetition of today. But dreams can be illusions, and your action is the truth. What action will you take to change the game for a better tomorrow?
I want to be able to ride bus, trains, everywhere and anywhere in the country. The high-speed trains and trams too. And oh, I want to see cars flying.
I want more trees and flowers. I love nature. Nature is the most beautiful thing in this big blue planet.
I want to be able to generate income as much as I can by doing what I'm most passionate about.
I want my child to grow up in an environment that is safe, positive, and inclusive, where people of all backgrounds can come together as one.
I want to be able to experience work-life harmony, allowing me to focus my energy on my passion, my loved ones, while creating an impact to society.
I want to live comfortably without financial worries when I retire.
I want there to be equitable opportunities for my personal growth and development, so I can make the best choices for my future.
I want our contributions to be acknowledged, where innovation is embedded, to ensure the continuity of generations to come.
Everyone has hopes and dreams. It's time to make them a reality. Together, we can make a change. A better world for all. A world that is sustainable, inclusive, full of opportunities, purposeful. Now, it's not a matter of whether change is possible. Now is the time to act and make the change for a better world.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite EPF CEO Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan to deliver his opening remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a good morning. Yang amat berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang berhormat Dr. Zaliha bin Mustafa, Minister of Health of Malaysia. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Ahmad Mazlan, Deputy Minister of Finance of Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Wan Ahmad Dahlan bin Haji Abdul Aziz, Director General Implementation Coordination Unit. Yang berbahagia Datuk Zamzuri Abdul Aziz, Deputy Chairman EPF. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Azlan Hashim, Chairman of the Investment Panel of the Employees Provident Fund Malaysia. Chairman, Chief Executive Officers of Malaysian and international organizations, senior government officials, media, partners, esteemed speakers, and distinguished guests. Good morning and Salam Malaysia Madani. On behalf of the Employees Provident Fund of Malaysia, the Ministry of Finance, the Implementation Coordination Unit under the Prime Minister's Department, and the International Social Security Association, I would like to welcome you to the second day of the International Social Wellbeing Conference 2023. We are deeply honored to have Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister with us here today, as we gather here among world-class thinkers and experts to discuss, to challenge, to inspire one another on topics of social protection. Your dedication and commitment to the well-being of our nation, Yang Amat Berhormat, has been instrumental in ensuring a better future for our people, resonates deeply with the core objectives of this conference. I stand before you here today in a slightly different capacity, as I've been entrusted to deliver the speech on behalf of our chairman, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Ahmad Badri, Muhammad Zahir, who unfortunately had to excuse himself at the last moment due to unforeseen circumstances. He deeply regrets not being able to address you personally. However, I will do my utmost to convey his thoughts and aspirations to all of you. Alhamdulillah, we successfully opened the first day of ISWC 2023 yesterday, and I would like to first express my heartfelt gratitude to the esteemed speakers who have enlightened us on day one. The topic that were discussed and insights that we gathered were extremely enriching, that I stand here with full confidence that inshallah, with the knowledge sharing sessions from our esteemed speakers, it will definitely be beneficial in crafting a comprehensive, inclusive, and effective social protection network system in line with Malaysia Madani. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, although the topics yesterday were diverse, they will all converge on a central theme, which is the collective pursuit of a better life. We understood yesterday how the post-global world highlighted the importance of solidarity in building resilience and coping with adversity together. It recognizes that our individual well-being is linked to the well-being of communities and vice versa. As such, this principle of togetherness should serve as a basis for reforming our social protection policies, ensuring that support and care are extended to all members of society. While we take pride in our nation's commitment to social protection, we must acknowledge the harsh reality that there are segments of our population that remain excluded, leaving them vulnerable to the unpredictable forces of life. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a devastating impact on an unprepared world, with lives being adversely altered and economic activity plunging to near standstill. As a result, the incidences of absolute poverty in Malaysia increased from 5.6% in 2019 to 8.4% in 2020. More worrying is that as of December 2022, about 6.7 million members of EPF aged 55 and below had less than 10,000 in EPF. Around 2.8 million of that less than 1,000. On top of that, approximately 47% of labor force is under EPF legal coverage, making mandatory contributions to EPF by both employees and employers. It is imperative that we acknowledge that the situation now and the challenges that lie ahead. As the country's largest retirement benefit fund and the steward of Malaysia's future retirement well-being, the EPF has the moral obligation to help bridge the gap that exists within our social framework and strive to make a tangible difference in the lives of our fellow citizens. Social protection, ladies and gentlemen, holds within it the power to transform lives, bring solace and prosperity to the most vulnerable members of society. It is an empowering force that fosters resilience, and by weaving comprehensive support systems into the fabric of our society, will ensure that every individual has the opportunity to thrive regardless of the circumstances. Recognizing the need for comprehensive coverage, the EPF has collaborated with government agencies, civil society, organizations, and other stakeholders to expand reach of social protection programs. Through strategic partnerships and joint initiatives, we are actively working to ensure that no segment of our population remains underserved or left out. The EPF has pioneered initiatives that go beyond the traditional offerings, providing comprehensive support not just to members, but to their loved ones too. The I Sayang initiative, for instance, opened doors for husbands to provide housewives with a long-term saving for their retirement. Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, the introduction of policies and programs aimed at enhancing social protection is a critical and positive step forward. However, it is equally important to recognize that our journey towards achieving a comprehensive and inclusive social protection system is far from over. The presence of great minds and policymakers and industry captains bring an unparalleled energy to this conference. The collective wisdom and expertise present in this room transcends boundaries and pave the way for innovative solutions and transformative change. It is through the convergence of diverse perspectives and experiences that we can challenge the status quo, break down barriers, and create a more inclusive society. The participation of policymakers today signifies a shared commitment to shaping policies that prioritize well-being of our citizens. Together, we can develop frameworks that empower individuals, protect the vulnerable, and foster sustainable development. Your presence here is a testament of your dedication to forging a better future of our beloved nation. The industry captains among us here, meanwhile, play a crucial role in driving economic growth and shaping the employment landscape. By actively engaging in the social protection discourse, you demonstrate your recognition of the profound impact that social policies and inclusive practice have on the respective workforce and wider society. Majority of us in this room today are EPF contributors. Your commitment to setting aside a portion of your earnings towards your retirement not only demonstrates your foresight and prudence, but also fuels the EPF engine upon which it builds dreams and aspiration of countless individuals, ensuring a secure and dignified retirement of our members. Your contributions are not limited to financial support alone. Through your engagement, feedback, and participation in the EPF programs and initiatives, you are actively shaping the direction and form the basis of our decision-making process, ensuring that our efforts remain aligned with your evolving needs and aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure today to share with you an exciting development that exemplifies our commitment to your financial well-being and retirement planning. The EPF has developed an enhanced version of its i-Akaun application to empower members with valuable information, tools, and resources that will support you in monitoring your retirement savings and planning for a secure future. At the heart of the enhanced application lies our dedication to put the power of information and control directly in your hands. We understand that the retirement planning is a journey that requires a deliberate approach. With the new features and functionalities of i-Akaun app, we aim to provide you with the necessary tools to navigate this journey with confidence and clarity. Through a user-friendly interface, you can now monitor your contributions, track the growth of your investments, and assess the progress towards your retirement goals. The real-time access to the financial information enables you to make informed choices, take proactive measures, and stay on track with your retirement planning. We are deeply honored to have Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim to launch our i-Akaun app today, which marks another milestone in our ongoing transformation. We hope the new platform will not only simplify processes, but also promotes financial literacy and encourage individuals to actively participate in securing their retirement well-being. With that, let us embrace and amplify the momentum generated by the conference today. Once again, I thank our speakers, partners, participants for their dedication to advancing social well-being. May the ideas shared and connections forged in this conference inspire us to collaborate, innovate, and implement the transformative changes needed to build a better, brighter, and more inclusive future. It is hoped that through this conference, we are able to discuss and find solutions in creating a society that not only prioritizes economic growth and material prosperity, but also places paramount importance on social well-being. With that, I end with Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Datuk Seri. Esteemed guests, for your information, apart from officiating ISWC 2023, today we will also be witnessing the launch of the new KWSP i-Akaun app by Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister of Malaysia. To share a bit about KWSP i-Akaun, it is a mobile application for our members to access their EPF account and perform relevant transactions anywhere and at any time. To find out more, let's watch a brief video on the new KWSP i-Akaun app.
Imagine a world where financial independence opens up endless possibilities. Well, we've got the key to a comfortable and dignified retirement right here. Welcome to the KWSP i-Akaun app. It's like having a personal financial advisor at your fingertips. With this app, we've got your back when it comes to managing your EPF account. Just enable biometric authentication and link your account to your phone for airtight security. No matter where you are or what time it is, accessing your EPF account is a breeze with KWSP i-Akaun. It's designed to be super easy to use, allowing you to view statements and track transactions with just a few taps. But wait, there's more. KWSP i-Account is here to support you at every stage of life. Want to save more? We've got you covered. Life's important choices like education, housing, health, or even to fulfill some of your personal preferences and requirements? We're here to help you make those decisions wisely. Worried about unexpected events? Rest easy with a wide range of insurance and takaful plans to choose from, protecting both you and your loved ones. Making smart financial decisions has never been easier. KWSP i-Account offers nifty financial calculators, valuable tips, and insightful write-ups to empower you and strengthen your financial situation. And if you ever need a helping hand, our friendly virtual assistant, Elia, is always just a chat away. So why wait? Download the KWSP i-Account app now and embark on an exciting adventure towards a secure and fulfilling retirement. Your future begins today, and we'll be right by your side every step of the way. Let's make this journey remarkable.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the key highlight of ISWC 2023. It is indeed a great privilege for me to invite our esteemed Prime Minister, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, to deliver his keynote address to officiate ISWC 2023 and launch the new KWSP i-Account app.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, Menteri Kesihatan, Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan, Timbalan Menteri Kewangan, Datuk Seri Ahmad Mirzah dan keluarga KWSP, tetamu yang saya muliakan. Alhamdulillah kita bersyukur kepada Allah SWT dapat menyelenggarakan satu persidangan yang saya kira penting diberi penekanan kerana wacana mengenai kesejahteraan rakyat ini kadang-kadang terpinggir dari kalangan elit masyarakat. Sementara kita gairah untuk memacu pertumbuhan, kita tidak boleh mengedepikan kepentingan mengawal, menjaga, memelihara kepentingan rakyat, terutama yang merasakan diri mereka ataupun termasuk dalam kategori terpinggir dari arus perdana, pembangunan dan kemajuan negara. Hal ini banyak dibicarakan, tetapi saya fikir wajib dirikan dan diketengahkan di antara isu yang asasi dan pokok dalam menjamin pertumbuhan negara yang lebih bermakna atau yang lebih madani. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme, Changing the Game, Building the World We Want, resonates with our commitment to advocate for the rights of the people. It encapsulates the idea of transforming existing systems and approaches to create a more inclusive and equitable world, underscoring the need for innovative strategies, collective action, forward-thinking policies. Now, having said that, as I believe most of you have heard this before, the pious platitudes, the impressive rhetorical statements by statesmen, political leaders, more so during the midst of campaigns, I would like to share with you the concern, the real concern, having experience of being a critical part of society and now having the responsibility in the government, to impress upon you that these issues, to my mind, are fundamental to well-being and survival of a nation. We talk about post-normal times. We have seen calamities due to COVID, climatic change, migrants, civil wars, and the question is, what have we learned? Post-normal times means events and challenges erupted in unprecedented and surprising manner at times, and beyond the comprehension of mankind. It is spontaneous because the element of spontaneity happening and having to deal with problems all at the same time. We have civil wars, we have nuclear threat, we have climate challenge, we have massive migration, we have abject poverty, we have poor governance, rampant corruption, all at the same time. Simultaneity. And it is often spontaneous. It's happening in a very fast pace of development. And the question is, have we learned anything? I think earlier part of the last century, Schumpeter talks about a gale of creative destruction, or Yeats, W.B. Yeats, when he talked about things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Now, we refer to a gale of creative destruction because destruction has taken place. There is lacking element of trust in the political elite or general elite, by the masses who felt ignored, despite all this, I said, impressive charms about equality, fraternity, and liberté in the midst of the French Revolution. And therefore, it is pertinent to realize or to accept the fact that much more needs to be done. And we have to show clear commitment that the imperative for change means the preparedness to embark on new programs, new policies, and part from obsolete mindset and policies. And as I've said, and is known, sociological theories like McLaren, Need for Achievement, talking about resistance to change is not necessarily among the poor farmers. Resistance to change is oftentimes among political elite and general elite of society. Because change would mean that they cannot continue with the business as usual. So it is therefore challenging for us to continue this debate, to continue this discourse, to ensure that there is a clear attempt to embark on a new policy that would really showcase that whilst we are dealing with post-normal times, with digital technology, AI, etc., we would also deal with basic issues of the legitimacy in governance, issue of trust, amanah, issue of compassion, ihsan and rahmah, that is often ignored or misplaced in our societies. Now, what is the relevance of the discourse on social well-being? It's precisely because we have not put enough emphasis on this need to shift our policies to make sure that there is meaning, there is real significance in this change. The imperative of change is accepted. The paradigm shifts have been talked about for decades. But is there really a paradigm shift? Is there really a significant change of policy and direction? Is there a real commitment among our political and general elite? They want to change course. That's why I think in this 7 months, I've been clearly committed to be serious, consistent and tough on the issue of good governance and ridding this country of the scourge of corruption and abuse of power. It's not necessarily an easy thing. It's a major challenge. Why do I start while dealing with the issue of social well-being and poverty eradication and caring for those who has been often marginalized with the issue of governance? Because most countries, most societies, including Malaysia, has abundant resources and blessed with a very capable workforce. But we are now riddled with massive problems of $1.5 trillion ringgit of debt, of 5.6% of deficit, and a systemic corruption. Unless we are able to deal with these issues effectively and rid this country of this endemic corruption and abuse of power, we will not be able to effectively deal with the issues of social well-being. That's precisely the reason why I decide to ignore my speech, my prepared speech, and deal with issues which I think is relevant and sometimes would take an additional effort and courage to deal with the subject. Because as I have alluded to earlier, it's not necessarily an easy or popular thing to do. Those who have been used to amassing wealth by the billions will not sit idle. They will consider this a threat to their survival and a challenge to the system. And they will do everything possible, using their funds and their influence and their media to scuttle this process. Thus, I'm appealing to you to use this opportunity, this gale of creative destruction, to rebuild a new Malaysia that can be a showcase in terms of good policy and good governance and a very caring society with ihsan, rahmah. We can't continue appealing people for help through EPF contributions or an impressive, of course, thank you, Ami Hamza and your team for always coming out with new ideas to try. I certainly have to express my appreciation and confidence in them. But what I'm trying to suggest is must be a total commitment of thinking element in our society. And this commitment is to make sure that leaders must be held responsible in what they do, and the system would not and should never allow these excesses and rampant corruption to continue. Which means we have to strengthen institutions of governance. We have to stop this scourge, not only of corruption, but of racism and religious bigotry. We have to create an atmosphere of freedom and awareness of what entails good governance and good policies. And must be embedded, like what we attempt to do in the Madani concept, that while the fundamental economic progress through investments and investment policies, foreign direct investments and domestic investments is important, we cannot again, neglect the issues affecting the vast majority of our people, be it the urban poor, or rural poverty. This is essentially my appeal to you, because I see this discourse as something very pertinent and in a way not that vibrant generally among our elites. So for those scholars and academicians have been consistent and committed in this discourse, you must try your best to make sure that this captive audience be fully charged with a new sense of commitment for, of course, economic progress, but societal well-being at the same time. And I am an optimist. I'm not giving a scenario that's terribly hopeless. I'm here, and I believe my team has given this commitment that we will not stop in our attempt to change the course of this nation, to make sure that the ills, the endemic corruption, the feeling that once one become a prime minister or finance minister in particular, there's an opportunity to enrich himself or herself, the family and the cronies. This must end, and it must end now. And if we are successful in achieving that, then I believe the policies have got to be adjusted accordingly, that economic policies, economic growth, whilst remaining fundamental, it must go in tandem with societal growth and well-being, which means access to quality education for all, medical health facilities for all, and certainly housing and the other facilities to protect the society at large. Is this essentially a dream, or is it possible in our society? If you look at the recent progress of this nation as an example, there's abundant resources. In all honesty, I must admit that we had the opportunity. We are blessed, as I said, with revenue coming to hundreds of billions of dollars. And there's no reason whatsoever, no defense to suggest that we still have to tolerate millions in abject poverty, living in atrocious conditions, and now, with this present economic downturn, having to struggle to protect the society, our society, men, women, urban or rural, from hardship, just living as a decent family with so I certainly want to congratulate EPF and all these donors who have made this conference a success. And thank the scholars. Some of them are very pronounced and well-known scholars and those participating online from other countries. But I come with a passion. I speak with a passion of what I strongly believe in, and want to impress upon you that we are here to stay and stay the course. And may Allah protect us and support our endeavors. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim for that inspiring address. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, if you could kindly remain on stage as we invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Ahmad Mazlan and Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah to join Yang Amat Berhormat on stage and proceed with the next exciting event of the day, the launch of the new KWSP i-Akaun app. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri, on my count, if you could kindly place your palm on the pad to launch the gambit, counting down from 3, 2, 1. From the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to extend our sincere appreciation to the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, for launching the new and improved KWSP i-Akaun app. We would now like to present to Yang Amat Berhormat a token of our appreciation. This painting by Adik Ahmad Daniel bin Ahmad Kushairi, a talented young artist with autism, was especially created as a heartfelt gift for Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar. Daniel's exceptional talent serves as a powerful testament to our belief in fairness, recognizing that unique abilities and potential within each person, no matter their circumstances. And now, we would also now like to take this opportunity to kindly request a group selfie with Yang Amat Berhormat.
So that you can also be in the group selfie. Once again, we would like to extend our sincere appreciation to Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, for gracing us with his presence during this momentous occasion today. I would now like to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar, along with the rest of our esteemed guests who have been invited to the strategic lunch and talk session with the Prime Minister, to kindly make your way out of your hall. To our other esteemed guests, kindly remain where you are as we will commence with our next session shortly. We thank you for your patience.